Well, what about something like tissue culture? Would there be any way to potentially preserve a genetic and get rid of this via tissue culture?
Yes. So you can, it is possible to remove viroids using tissue culture. I like to warn people it is not 100% and it's a very long process. It can take 6 months to a year to clean a cultivar using tissue culture. A lot of times, if you're a home grower, that isn't maybe necessarily an option for you. The other way that you could consider trying to remove it is letting your plants go through a seed phase. It is transmittable through seed, but it is not 100%. And so if you're willing to sort through those seeds, looking for the traits that you wanted from the original mother, and then identify ones that are negative, you may be able to recover it like that as well. But yes, tissue culture works. It's expensive. It's a long process, but you can clean your stuff with that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for the people who are having these $15,000 cuts that all the commercial grows rant and rave over. And it's like, well, what about when you take that and that has this issue? And like your investment probably is worth that 6 months to a year. And depending, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I know Athena has like a home tissue culture kit that they've been selling recently. But that amount of time and that amount of investment has to be some amazing genetics to want to do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will warn people, tissue culture at its base is not difficult. Tissue culture to remove a viroid is really, really hard. There is a teeny little piece of tissue where the viroid is excluded from, but all of the tissue around that spot has a really, really high level of viroid. And so it's very, very difficult to dissect that out without infecting it as you're taking it out. So it's definitely an advanced procedure. So I would probably recommend trying to find a company with some people that have a lot of experience in that. Because if you try to do it yourself, you may just end up feeling pretty frustrated.
Yeah. So then what about breeding through that? So if you had a parent that, let's say, had this and then another one that didn't, would it come with the offspring or is it just a chance then, just like with the seeds?
You mean like if you breeding as in you create the seeds and then you plant them and ask which seedlings?
Yeah. So like if you had the mother that was infected and the father wasn't, and you bred those, the offspring then would have the same percentage as you would if you were self-pollinating it, getting the seeds?
Yes. Yeah. So in the studies that we did, the 20 to 50% infection rate it wasn't self-pollination. It was because we wanted to either have the father be infected or the mother be infected to understand the difference there. But it's not 100% in seed. And so whether you're selfing or you're breeding, you should be able to recover seedlings that are not infected.
This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.